Okay, if you're here, you have a child who's writing words backwards. They're writing the letters, or I should say too, out of order. They're taking their letters, they're not writing them in the right order. And you're like, what is going on? How do you know what letters to be in there, but they're not in the right order? Two of the most common, and you may have seen this before. I'm going to write it down here. The two most common is was. So if they're doing it backwards, what do you think they're saying? Saw, right? Or vice versa. And apologize for my handwriting. I'm doing the best. I'm writing with the mouse. So anyways, and the other one that's so common, on and no. Because these are all kind of early reading words. Oh my gosh, what just happened there? Apologies. This mouse does not want to work for me. There we go. Was for saw and on for no. These are all four pretty common words that kids learn early on. And that's another reason why these are common ones. This is why I have such a beef with memorizing words. I have a beef with it. If you have ever been told that sight words have to be memorized, you can't sound these words out. You just need to know them on sight. I have a problem. And when teachers just send home flashcards, I know for my own son, I got a stack of flashcards. Hey, he needs to know all these words by the end of the year. There were no instruction on me of how I should teach them. I could assume most parents just hold them up and say, hey, here's this word. And they're just memorizing them. And the problem with that is we're not helping kids realize why words are those words. Okay. We need to help explain the why behind these words. And if I have a child who is reversing or making these backwards, that is a huge indicator that they need to continue to work on phonemic awareness. Okay. Why this is happening, it could be because they've just memorized. No one's ever told them, why is this the word was? They've just seen it on a card and they know that those are the letters W-A-S, but no one told them it's because the sounds are w, z, and for it to be the word was, it has to be in this order from left to right. They need to be directly taught that. If we're just showing kids flashcards and saying memorize it, they're just looking at lines and squiggles and not understanding why the lines and squiggles needs to be in that order. I read a book once that did a great job explaining this, and it was by David Kilpatrick. And he basically said, think about these initials. Oh my gosh, please work. If you look at these three initials, now for us, it's an acronym. Us in America, this is an acronym we probably know. If you see NBA, what do you think of? If you're in America, you're probably thinking basketball, right? It's the National Basketball Association. It's our professional basketball league. So we know when it's NBA, that's basketball. But what if someone wrote it, if no one ever told you, NB, is that the same thing? No. A and B, that means nothing to us, right? It has to be in that order to mean Airbnb. No, that would be, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. It has to be in that order. But let's say someone from Australia comes over. They've never really been part of the American culture. They don't know that NBA is basketball because no one's taught them. They have to be directly taught that NBA is basketball. That's a baseball. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so the point is, our kids don't necessarily know why this is the word was unless we directly teach them. Just like someone from Australia might not directly know that it has to be NBA for it to have to do with basketball. A and B would mean nothing to us. That's not an acronym that's famous. There's probably something that's A and B, but it's NBA. Someone from Australia needs to be directly taught that it's NBA to mean basketball. For our kids, they need to directly be taught that z, was has to go from left to right. The u has to go first, the and the z has to come next. We have to directly teach them this. So if you have a child who's reversing these, you've got to work on phonemic awareness. You've got to help them listen for sounds and words, break sounds up into words, blend sounds together to make words. And that is what's going to help them realize that, oh, I have to put these letters in a certain order in order for it to say this. We have to help explain the why behind the words. Now, if you hear that and you go, well, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to teach them the why behind the words? How am I supposed to teach them all this stuff? Oh my gosh. I don't want you to freak out. you absolutely can help your child with this. And it absolutely can be fun and it can absolutely be simple. We offer one solution. It's our Miss Buddy Reads kit where I do all the teaching for you. You hit play. I do the lessons. I teach your child this. I teach them phonemic awareness. I teach them letter recognition. I teach them phonics. I teach them fluency. I do all of this for you so that you don't have to be the reading expert. No. You don't have to be a reading expert. You can sit back, relax, and watch your kids thrive. And oh my gosh, my phone's going off. Stop it, phone. So if you're interested in more information about checking out that Miss Buddy Reads kit, it's less than $1 a day. I'll say it one more time. It's less than $1 a day. And I will do all the teaching for you. And your kids won't be writing these words backwards and so much more. They'll learn so much more than that too. So yeah, check it out. The Miss Buddy Reads kit. I'm going to link more information in the description. I want to add one last thought here. And thanks for sticking around. If your child has been directly taught this, they've been directly taught phonemic awareness. They've been directly taught their letters and what direction words work. And they're still reversing things and they're still putting letters in the wrong order. It can be a sign of dyslexia. Okay. Can be a sign of dyslexia. I would, if you're like, okay, I've been working on this with my child. They've been learning this for a while and they're still struggling. Bring it up to their teacher, bring it up to the pediatrician and see if it would be a good idea to get a further evaluation to see if your child does have dyslexia. Okay. We do have a free, I'll link it down there below too, a free dyslexia checklist where you can kind of see some of the most common signs. So I'll link the checklist to the dyslexia freebie we have. And I'm also going to link our Miss Buddy Reads kit because either way, whether they have dyslexia or not, it's going to help your child work on these essential early skills. I hope this was helpful. Work on that PA, that phonemic awareness, hearing sounds and words. Make sure we're not having our kids memorize. Let's help them know the why behind words. Help them know the why behind words. No more memorizing. And that's going to help big time for learning these words and getting them, spelling them and reading them wildly successfully. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day and I will catch you in the next one.